This music down a bit, Sambo. Oh, we're live.
We are live.
We are live, and we have a new guest on, as well as the person that's going to be the new athlete and is joining the Instagram soon. We have Kane, probably
Hi all.
Say one of the most underrated sup gurus in the industry.
The most underrated.
The most underrated. So there's going to be a good few questions that Kane's going to answer as well.
Court Cooper Jr.
Court Cooper Jr. That's his now his new name. So we're just going to wait for a guest to join us. We can't say his name yet, but we're just waiting for him to. He's going to request any minute, and we're flying up on the views already. So as soon as he requests to join, you'll be able to see the man who's going to be coming on the. I think there's been a date change on it. I think it's the 28th now, is it? I think it's the 28th of April that we're going to have two athletes from the same brand. Oh, we got one. No, it's not you, Josh. Joshy Chin trying to request to get it on the Instagram vid. Not today, Gaffer. Yeah, so the two people that are coming, they are in two different sectors of the fitness world, you could say. Now George Fleet's trying to request the... So if you haven't got any questions right now, fire them into me and Kane, and we'll get some questions answered before the person joins us. There's a bit of a time delay. See, I don't think he's in this country right now, so it's going to be a bit of a time delay to come on and join us. What are next month's deals? Oh, well, it's not next month yet, so we can't tell you, but they are amazing. We've got some deals to release today. We are open tomorrow 9 till 6. We've got some deals to release today over the weekend, which are going to be just for the weekend. Who's the biggest idol within the industry and why? My probably biggest idol is either Jordan Peters or the Gorilla Chemist.
Yeah, mine would probably be the same, to be honest. Copy him like
Jordan Peters is next level. He's probably the biggest coach in the industry right now. One of, especially in the UK. What do you think of caged mussels and the fermented ingredients? Really, really, really good. I've tried pre-caged. It's got 1.8 grams of tyrosine in, which is a hefty dose. I think it's 1 gram of an acetyl tyrosine, 0.8 grams of normal tyrosine or something like that. Caffeine from real calf, so green coffee beans. I have their actual real calf caffeine tablets. So for anyone who doesn't know, normal caffeine is synthetic, or normal caffeine from a normal pre-workout, and your body rejects part of it because it's a foreign body. Your body doesn't reject it from green coffee beans, real calf, pure calf, things like that. So that's what caged mussels based on. They've got like fermented quercetin, stuff like that. They are really, really good. But the price you'd have to buy that at for only a 20 serving tub is absolutely astronomical. So for the money, there's a lot out there for a lot cheaper. So it just depends what you want to go for. But it is a good pre-workout. It tastes like bollocks though. Good at Brainbridge that me and Kane are drinking. The athlete said give us 5 minutes. He's joining in 5. What's your view on the new Gorilla post about BCAs and EAs? Is that the one with due to serotonin? I haven't given it a full read over yet. I just seen the first line, or I think it's the caption of the picture. What is the one gym in the UK you really want to train in? Strength Asylum, because it's got that much noise around it right now. Was yours be the same?
Yeah, definitely Strength Asylum.
Strength Asylum.
What's the one in Scotland? I forget the name of it. It's massive.
Is it Powerhouse?
I don't know. I forget the name of it.
Maybe Powerhouse. I'm not too sure.
Well, that one,
I know what one it is.
Yeah, it's
It's a ripped Jim Basildon as well. I want to train at. Anyway, with JP trains really. I'm just a fanboy, so I'm trying to catch him, see if he'll prep me. Yeah. What was I talking about then? Actually, pre-cage stuff.
Yeah, pre-caged to BCAs and pre-caged.
I'm not a fan of their protein though. Their protein's got creatine hydrochloride in, betaine anhydrous, and something else. I don't like creatine being in the protein because of how likely it is to be spiked. What do you make on Money's latest back surgery? Don't know anything about it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, it's bad.
Best way ISO in store, in my opinion, ISO XP. Yeah. It's a 97% isolate, which is the highest quality isolate you can get. The only reason it's not 100 is because of the actual fact of dry matter. After flavouring, it's a 93.5%. It's got no fat, no carbs, no gluten, no lactose, no sugar. Absolutely nothing bar protein. Are you a secret CrossFitter? You look very lean. I don't know if you're talking about me or you. Kane, because I think you're the lean one.
Tar Ben, thanks.
But I did use a resistance band in one of my exercises the other day, so probably, technically, I am a CrossFitter. Here we go. We just need the big man to request to join this Instagram feed, and we can go live, and we will split the screen on it. And then we can ask him some questions. That's my book there for us. So we are about 2 minutes away from the big man joining us himself, and then we're going to release the extra person who I've got coming as well. So keep the questions fired in, and then I'm sure he will request to join, and we'll accept it. Can we send someone a request? Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if this is... Oh, no, not him. Unavailable to join. It's not everyone's going to win, but one person's going to win, whoever guessed it right. We've actually confirmed, I think it's around about 3 more athletes, but the only ones... Let me get on to it. Oh, trying to get him on, but as you can see in the comments, it's Ryan Terry. We are going to try and get him to join. He's going to be on he's on the comments now, so I'm going to answer a few questions that have been answered, and then we're going to fire some questions into Ryan Terry, and he's going to answer them via message. What's your favourite post-workout shake? Post-workout,
Isolate by Pro Subs would be mine. Definitely. Yeah,
it depends. You can have some you can get some post-workouts which don't have any protein in, which are like amino acids, creatine formulas, post-workout things like that, or which can go in depth. But me personally value protein, best served post-workout. So the protein I use is post-ups. Accept Amy Lewis. Go on that. Just waiting for Amy. I think you can invite him. I just tried, Ben. Best way to get massive feet. I don't know. Kane's got size 12, so I'll let you go in. Here's the big man now. Here we go.
Hello.
How are you, mate? You okay?
Hello, Ryan, you alright?
How's things?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yourself?
Good, yeah, I'm good, thanks. Let me turn this volume up so I can hear you properly.
Yeah, sorry about that. I couldn't seem to connect on my phone.
Don't worry, you're on your girlfriend's now, yeah?
Fiance, mate.
Fiance, sorry, boss.
Right.
Soon to be. Soon to be. So where are you now? You in America or are you home?
No, we just landed back in the UK, so we got back yesterday. So pretty jet lagged, but it's good to be back.
Tired? What time did you land?
It's in the middle of the day yesterday, so it's not too bad, but we've just slept.
It's all right then, isn't it? So you've had a bit of sleep tonight then.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. But we're looking forward to seeing everyone.
Yes, it's the 28th now, I think, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
28th. We're be on now. We've got actually William Bonac coming as well. So we did tease everyone with an Arnold silhouette, because obviously both Arnold Classic winners. So one on the run then. So what is next for you actually? What show's next?
Yeah, so for me, I'm having a little bit of a rest. Obviously, after last year's Olympia, I felt like I needed to improve and come back with a better package. So I've had a full year off, and I'm going to be coming back in the Olympia. So I managed to qualify in Korea, at the Korea Grand Prix. So luckily, I've had a bit of time off, and I'm trying to grow, improve.
So it's a bit of a tactical one to compete early on last year and get it in this year, so you have a full rest.
Yeah, to be honest, for me, I've never had an off season before. I've always competed. I love competing. So I've never had an off season. So I'm looking forward to seeing if we've made some improvements. But I've got to admit, I don't like off season. I like being on stage.
What don't you like about it?
I just struggle getting the calories in. Obviously, trying to grow. I like my routine. You're right there. You thirsty?
Yeah. Get me brain bridge in so I can rapid fire questions at you.
Yeah, fine. No, so no, I like my routine. I like having when my next meal is. But off season, it's just hard to get the calories in and not to be expending as many through cardio and stuff. So I'm a bit weird. I prefer dieting.
I was gonna say you don't like being lazy and eating loads of food.
Exactly.
That's madness. Have you managed to put some size on though? You're happier going into this prep?
Yeah, so I was 200 pounds at the Olympia, and I'm 217 now. So that's the heaviest I've ever weighed. So I'm normally around 206, 207 pounds, which is about 92 kg. So yeah, I've put some fat on. Hopefully some muscle as well.
How much are you expecting to lose coming into this? How much do you reckon lean muscle you're going to bring into this year's Olympia?
Oh, I'd love to be in 200 plus, but I just want to be in a better, just a bit more shredded, be a bit more in condition, and just a bit fuller, a bit more rounded.
More shredded?
Yeah.
Oh wow, a bit more shredded. So what do you think the weak points were, exact weak points for you last year? Why didn't you win?
For me, I made a tactical error. I'll put my hands up to it. Me and my coach decided we couldn't grow fast enough. Obviously, from the Arnold to the Olympia, we only had 3 months off season before we went into prep again. And for me, I wanted to be different. And I thought by not coming down as far in body fat, sacrifice a little, that I'd come on fuller and look bigger on stage. But that's what we went in on, and I sacrificed condition. And you could see on stage I wasn't as crisp as I normally am. So that was my own fault, silly mistake. And obviously I've got...
Obviously a learning curve though, isn't it?
Exactly. That's what bodybuilding's about, isn't it? Competing is trying different things, seeing if it works. And that didn't work for me. So back to the drawing board.
Is it successful being out in America? Do you prefer it there? Is it more in the zone when you're out there to be fully focused on that one goal? I know, obviously...
To be honest, I love America. I've wanted to be over there for the past 7 years. That's what I've been working towards. Being over there, it's an amazing lifestyle. We lived like 200 meters from the beach, which was awesome doing cardio every morning. But there's no place like home. And I know it sounds silly, but like I've always trained out of the same gym back in the UK. I've cooked all my food out of the same kitchen, trained with the same training partner. So I have missed that. I'm not going to lie. I like my routine, like I was saying earlier. And for a bodybuilder, that's what it's all about, is routine and consistency. So yeah, it depends. This Olympia, I might even be back here for most of it. Just back into my routine. But like I say, I love America. I'm back out there in 3 weeks. Yeah, so we're going to do the West Coast, got LA and stuff. But yeah, it's good to be back, even though it's freezing.
Yeah. This is the best weather we've had all year so far. So we're making a mistake. That's what my next question was actually going to be. What is the main thing you do miss, apart from how routine you can be? What's the main thing outside of the gym that you miss about home?
Well, I miss family, obviously. I've got a close family, and I do miss all that. So, and then my Sunday dinners. I miss my Sunday dinners.
Yeah. There's Sunday dinners out there now.
Yeah, you don't get them in America.
Devastating. I'll be back in the week later then. I think last 6 days there. Actually,
the English banter as well. The Americans have got good banter, but not quite like the English.
Nah. So outside of the gym, what is it that you can do out there? What is it you found yourself most doing outside of the gym then, obviously outside the prep?
Yeah, well, to be honest, obviously, USN are new to America, to the American market. So it's been quite challenging, quite tough trying to get them to market, we've been going to a lot of national sales meetings with them, which it's not normally my forte. I'm promoting this, so I don't really go to that sort of thing, but it's been nice to get to know the business. I've been helping grow some products out there, some things we've been developing over in America. And I've been doing a lot of photo shoots and a lot of content, basically, you know, to do the IFBB and my YouTube channels, things like that. So it's just, it's keeping busy, really.
How is USN doing over there? Going well?
Yeah, it was a slow start because I think such a big company like USN going to America, I think we thought we'd kind of just walk into it and we'd be fine. But America's a completely different market to everyone else.
It's mad because it's obviously USN dominate virtually every market that you go into. So I've seen originally from South Africa coming over, dominating UK, dominating Europe, and then moving over to US. But it's a minefield out there that they're in. It's a total different ball game.
Yeah, I feel like now they've really caught traction. In the past 6 months, they're in over 300 stores already in the past 6 months. So they're literally, they've actually flown away now. So it's good to see. It's great to see.
One thing that has launched in America before UK, and it's coming obviously with this appearance, is Blue Lab Whey.
Yes,
we've done a good bit on Blue Lab. We've got literally the one sample tub of it here. Quality-wise, it's absolutely amazing. It's probably the best quality protein that we've got in store. It probably will take over.
Yeah.
Do you use it when the day you use it as well?
Yeah, so obviously I've been in America now for a year, so that's all we've been consuming over there, which has been brilliant for my off season. Even when brilliant on my on season when I was prepping for the Olympia, and even now on my off season, because it's an all round protein. You can add carbs to it. You can obviously keep them out if you're not trying to. If you're trying to keep the calories down, keep the carbs down. So, yeah, and it's ideal for anybody. Like I say, over there, we wasn't just targeting it at competitors or a male audience. It was to everybody, anybody who was.
Yeah, it's good because it's got the clinical look, hasn't it? And the flavour was picked by the consumer, which I think there's no other protein that has done that. Yeah. Obviously, launching it. Will you be at Body Power this year?
Yep, yeah, I'll be there.
You and William again?
Yes, yeah, we'll be there. So, but yeah, no, it is good. And like I say, I came back for the taste testing of the UK products about 4 or 5 months ago, because of the UK market is a very different market to here. So we did all the taste testing in America, and now we did it all over here. So yeah, I'm proud to put my name to it. I've been with USM for 8 years, and I think this is one of the top products there now. I was going
to say, you're one of the only people in the industry right now which is actually stuck to one brand.
Yeah.
You'll see many people year after year just chasing, probably from my aspect, chasing them around, but you've stuck to USN. It's really good to see.
Well, the thing, though, if you believe in something, like I say, and they've supported me from the very start, and they've always had my back, and vice versa. And yeah, and I'm proud. And I always said I'd love to start my career with a product or with a supplement company I believe in, and to end in it as well. So
yeah, because did they sponsor you before the British?
They did, yeah.
Literally, when you first started, they were sponsoring you, and then you've worked your way up to being actual the face of it.
I was doing the modelling side, and I was doing
He's going into that side too.
Good luck for that one. Mr. Great Britain and the Mr. International, before I went into competing, that was they sponsored me back in 2010. So yeah, we're going into my 9th year now, and I've had some reputable companies approach and whatnot, but I'd never USN till I die now.
Yeah, of course, right, all the way down. Well, I'm sure William's the same as well.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have to go trek around America, does he?
No.
So you've got a bone to pick with him when he's back.
He might go away from that, didn't he? He just said he's not. No.
He just said, last time I spoke to him, he just said, you're going to send you to do it. He said he can sit at home with his family.
Yeah,
send you to do it. He said, you're prettier than him, so it doesn't really matter.
Me, to be fair, but yeah, bless him.
Good. So when does prep start for the Olympia?
So to be honest, because I'm having an off season, normally I give myself 12 weeks. I'll start 12 weeks out, which is mid-June.
Yeah.
I'll come in nice and easy, just nice and slow. But because I'm consuming a lot of food and I'm putting weight on, my metabolism's slowing down, I'm going to give myself slightly longer, so around 14 weeks, just to ease into it and just to make sure my body's still reacting the way it normally does.
Yeah. Plus, obviously, you want to come in more shredded, don't you? So you're going to obviously with a longer period of time. Are you doing it yourself or are you being coached? Who is it that's coaching you?
I'll be being coached. So that's all top secret at the minute.
Oh, okay. I won't let anyone know it's me. So I appreciate you jumping on. I'll let you obviously go get a sleep because obviously you're going to have a lot of jet lag over the next couple of days, and I shall see you on the 28th.
All right, Ben. Sorry,
Ben will come down as well. He'll be first in queue, Ben, with his picture of you.
I'll charge him, don't worry.
So, see you later, Ryan.
All right, take care, guys.
See you later.
Bye-bye, mate. Bye.
So we've got a few questions, I think. So obviously that was Ryan Terry, and we've also got William Bonac coming in. We did tease with the picture or the silhouette of Arnold because they are both Arnold Classic winners. So we got you on that one. I wanted to tease you on William Bonac's hair and make you think Kai Green was coming, but sorry about that. Just let me go back through to see. Oh, thank you. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Do you change your training to improve your weak points?
I do personally, yeah.
Do you? How do you do that?
So if I notice I've got like a little bit of a lag in body part, so for me personally, I notice like my chest, I've got like a really weak chest. I just start incorporating supersetting, and this is going to sound stupid, but remember Rich Piana's feeder workout?
Feeder?
Yeah.
No.
I used to call it feeder workout. So
was that the 8-hour workout that you done?
No. Like feeder workouts, it was kind of was kind of like Rich Piana kind of put it out there, like in his videos.
And I just took a protein shake, Jonas.
No. What it was like doing like massive amounts of supersets on like one muscle group. Like,
so massive amount of volume.
Yeah.
Before you go to bed.
Yeah, before you go to bed.
In your bedroom.
Yeah. So I had dumbbells, right, and I do like say like lie flat, and do like 100 reps, kind of like flat, like dumbbell, like floor press.
Yeah.
And then like I kind of what else would I do? I'd like kind of like lean a little bit, like prep myself up like an incline, and do like another 100 reps up lightweight. And we chest training every day.
Every single day.
Every day, and have one day off. And you know what?
There you go. Thoughts on floral board shorts for next week? Anything that covers your quads, I'm not a fan of. So sorry about that. I think you should. What colour shorts should we go for? What shorts were yours? Blue. Tea Nutrition Blue. I don't even know why I'm thinking about it. Tea Nutrition Blue, they should be. With a little T-man on as well. We'll pay for it. 100 curls before bed. Willie Noble needs that. He needs some 100 squats as well. Body weight squats. For me personally, I don't really train any weak body parts more than anything else. I train a muscle every 72 hours. I was explaining this to someone actually the other day. If you when you train, you have a spike of muscle protein synthesis for 72 hours. An acute level of training increases muscle protein synthesis by 100% for 72 hours. If you're training at one muscle every 168 hours, which is in a week, then you're missing 92 hours. You're happy with my maths there? So you're spending 72 hours making an adaptation and growing that muscle, then you're spending 92 not doing it. So if you train your muscle every 72 hours, which is twice a week, if you opt with a push-pull legs workout, you're optimally training your muscle as much as physically possible. How do you personally know you're training hard enough, especially on heavy days? Have a look at your logbook. If your logbook's continuously going up, then you're going to be training hard enough. It's not dictated by any other reason apart from is your logbook going up? And if you don't have a logbook, I severely say you should. That's the only way you'll know when your body's progressing. Your weight is a massive variable, so that's not really a good one, because the amount of variables that can change. Your logbook, if you're getting stronger, you're doing more reps, you're hitting PBs, your body will be changing, or your body will be progressing. So that's how I personally know I'm training hard enough. If my weight's going up, my PBs are going up, that's what I know. Do you have any say on that?
For me, it's just all about muscle stimulation, really. So it's kind of a mental thing as well. So someday, like after a workout, I'll know if I've kind of trained hard enough. And obviously, as long as you stimulate your muscle enough, then I think.
Here we go. Struggle to get mind-muscle connection with chest. I always feel on the front delta day after. Any tips to change it?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same. Like what I started doing, because I had kind of the same issue, is if you're struggling to get like the mind-muscle connection with chest, I would elevate your reps and just do more reps per exercise. That makes sense, because I had the same issue. Like the next day, like my chest would be sore, but it'd be more like my front delts, and change up the exercises as well. So do kind of like, I forget the name of the machine. What's the name of the machine when it's like low? Is it called? It's got a specific name. Is it like the decline chest press? Just like decline chest press, like just mixing me rep ranges up and stuff. But yeah, I think more reps is the key for that.
Probably, obviously, I'd need to see your form to see this, but a 90% chance your back's going to be out on a bench. If you hook your retract your scapulars in so you're in there, it's going to take all pressure onto it. Maybe if you're going too wide on the bar, you're going to be going there. So I prefer a narrow grip. Make sure my back's tucked in, everything's squeezing in. There you go. Retract the scapula. Oh, yeah. Jason Hill said it. I didn't even know why I started talking about it. Retract the scapula more for chest activation. Yeah, exactly. Nice and tight in. You shouldn't feel it. You're obviously always going to feel it on your front delta because that's a massive muscle that's driving that that movement. My heaviest squat is 320 kilo, Jordan. I think it's probably double yours. I'm not too sure. What's your heaviest squat?
My heaviest squat, like proper, like with form.
No, just heaviest squat.
Just heaviest squat. I had 275 in my back, but it was like a quarter squat.
275 kilo. Again, probably double yours, Jordan. Thank you. Yeah. So the big one, yeah, no worries about it. Just try and formulate. If you can go onto chest machines, that'll probably be best to do it to sort your form out first. How many meals is best amount during a cut? There isn't really. As long as you stimulate muscle protein synthesis every 2 to 3 hours, it's going to be best. If you eat all your calories in one meal and your calories are below the amount of calories that you burn off, you'll lose weight. Me personally, stimulate muscle protein synthesis every 2 to 3 hours to ensure you're going to retain as much muscle. Carbohydrates, have whenever you want. Optimally, have them around your workout, but I think Jordan and Will are having an argument in the comments as well. So if anyone likes to chime in, please feel free to call Jordan fat and Will skinny, please. If any supplement questions in, we've had a few about caged muscle. Yeah. They're good products. I'm not a fan of their BCAA. I think it's just branched amino acids with raw coconut water. I like to see more in a BCAA from that as well. So I like the BCAAs/EAAs that offer most. There's a post I think Gorilla Chemist done. Maximalising muscle protein synthesis occurs from 10 grams of essential amino acids, which has got yes, he has, Darren. It's awful. It's grown as well. So something like Hydro BCA, 10 grams of essential amino acids. Anything more, 30 grams of essential amino acids, 40, 50, doesn't stimulate muscle protein synthesis any greater. So I'd only ever use a scoop of that. So I don't really like branched chain amino acid products by themselves. I prefer an essential amino acid if it's available. So obviously you maximise muscle protein synthesis as much as you can during your training, which is the most catabolic part of your day. What's your favourite BCA?
In terms of BCA, it's probably, you've got anything to say, but it's got to be amino.
I know.
Reason being, obviously, because amino, it's a quality amino.
Let's have this debate out though. Let's have this talk.
We all know Court's going to win,
no,
by the way.
No. It's not. It's a debate to just talk about it.
Yeah, of course.
So you've got taurine, arginine, and what's the other non-essential amino acid? Taurine, arginine, and let me get it because it's going to annoy me. Don't tell me. Glycine.
Yeah.
Taurine, glycine, and arginine, which aren't essential amino acids, but they are in an essential amino acid complex. So they can become essentials during a workout perimeter, but I would like them not to be classed as essential.
I know. The reason why I take it is just because of it's just the dosage. And per kind of face value formula, it is by far the best on our shelves at Team Nutrition. It's one of the best on the market, to be fair, because you are getting 5 grams of leucine per serving, so that's more.
It's got more BCAs than any other BCA that's on our shelves.
So obviously with 5 grams of leucine, that's why I love it. Yeah, these other products, like you've got BCA Sensation, which is also 5 grams of leucine, but 5 grams of leucine is more than enough to...
Here's one I wanted to actually talk about my Instagram story. Do you take My Protein BCAAs? They only have 2 to 2.5 grams of leucine in.
It's 2 in it.
You need, I think it's either 2 and they've got a BCA Pro with 2.5 in. That's, you need, in my opinion, a minimum of 3 grams of 3 grams of leucine by itself to stimulate mTOR. So, the products like this with 5 grams, no matter how big you are, how small you are, you're going to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, or you're going to stimulate mTOR, And then the essentials are going to be in there. So this could have 3 grams of essentials, which would actually make it better than pro-subs, but I just don't know because arginine is the second essential, and then you've got taurine, so they're the 2 out of the 3 best. I use 2 and they're shit. Which one? Jason. And it's got carnitine tartrate in, which is, I love carnitine tartrate. I speak about it loads, and it's at 1.4 grams, yielding a gram of sheer carnitine. Tartrate obviously being 4.95 grams. The best BCA that isn't really sickly if I'm too sweet. Hydro BCA, 100%. If flavour wise, extend. My Protein BCA, yes, Jason, I agree with you. What was I going to say? Oh, Hydro BCA, extend. Best BCA from BPI, even though I'm not a huge fan. If you're looking on taste, then I'd say yes. What's your thoughts and reviews on iDrive? Do you want to take it and I'll go in after?
iDrive, to be honest, I haven't really massively used iDrive. Formula-wise, it's really good.
Sam's a massive fan of it, aren't you? Mazzy Pumps. Yeah, Sam is a huge fan of iDrive. I am a massive fan of iDrive. It's a glucose disposal agent for people who don't know. So it mimics the effects of insulin, which is obviously the most anabolic hormone in your body. So it stimulates GLUT4 vessel activation. So GLUT4 vessels, basically the way you want to imagine it is GLUT4 going to come out and collect and lower your blood sugar. Insulin isn't like a type of thing that comes out in your blood and like grabs carbs and puts them in a muscle. It activates a thing called GLUT4 in your muscle, which is going to lower your blood sugar by diverting them into muscle and not fat. It's really, really, really potent. They got their formula and based it around Matador from Anabolic Designs and increased a few of the dosages, but it is a proprietary blend. The effects of it are amazing. The GDA serving as a joke lasts about a week. Depends how often you use it. You get the amount of servings and it depends. If you want to make it last for longer, you have your pre and post workout meals. If you have it every single meal and you have 2 cups every single meal, it's going to last another week. Your age is going to, it depends if you're male or female, well, in terms of the things that can affect how anabolic things are, because a decrease in testosterone will decrease the amount of anabolic you are. So when you're older, past, say, 30, 35, you're going to noticeably see your testosterone drop. So you're going to see effects of a lot of things anabolic-wise drop. So depends if you're male or female, especially male, you're going to see a massive drop. iDrive is, in my opinion, year-round supplement. It's a year-round thing. It's not something you take on a bulk. It's not something you take on a cut. Something you take year-round, and it's going to massively benefit you throughout your whole training life, to be fair. It's going to decrease fat gain. It's going to actually improve body composition, in my opinion, better than 90% of fat burners out there. As long as you... The only thing people with endogenous insulin and things like GDAs, add them into the carbohydrate meal you have already. Don't be having your normal diet and then add in carbohydrates to them, put glucose disposal agents in with them. That's going to carry you into a surplus and make you fat. Require or advocate your carbohydrates that you currently have and then put a GDA towards them to make them more efficiently. Don't add carbs in and then put them in. Are you getting the new 5% keto bars? I really hope not. It's a keto bar with 20 grams of carbohydrates in.
It's got 20 grams of carbs.
20 grams of carbs.
20 grams of carbs into keto bar?
Yeah. I don't know.
Come on, 5%.
I don't know. I've seen the label. Everyone's been talking about saying it's amazing. It looks like a Quest bar. It's probably going to taste like a Quest bar. I'm probably going to volley it around the car park. So, how many scoops of BCs would you put in a gallon jug? Super question, but I kind of just guess. In a gallon, it sounds like you're taking it throughout the day, which I'd say don't.
Yeah,
don't take amino acids throughout the day. If you're having protein meals every 2 to 3 hours, that should maximise muscle protein synthesis for them said 2 to 3 hours, of which you won't need BCAAs during. If you're taking BCAAs during the day and you're getting adequate protein, just flavouring your water really, which some people are actually happy to do. Weirdly, some people are starting to do that.
Yeah, I used to do it, to be honest, but I just like
the 5% keto bars. I'm very reserved about. It's a keto bar. That just says enough for me.
Yeah, I know.
Keto bar.
Yeah. It's just
I understand that's a very small market. I think that's massive in America. Ketogenic diets are massive over there.
Yeah.
Not very big here. I do advocate a keto diet if for health reasons in terms of epilepsy, stuff like that. Views on Sinister Lab spreads.
I don't like them.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, no, I'm not a fan.
We don't stock them because we're not a fan, and plus they're like £11 to buy as a retail. Yeah. And I feel guilty saying to someone that's £11 for the protein. It's got caffeine in as well, so it's got 400 milligram of caffeine in per. I know Rich from Strom had a full tub and was off his face for a couple hours. So I don't want to get off my face on peanut butter. I wanted just to be able to eat my peanut butter and then go to bed. So I can imagine people putting that into their Greek yogurt before they go to bed and not sleeping at all. So I'm not a massive fan of Sinister spreads. Their bars and their cookies sound. Yeah. Unless you want to nail a jar of peanut butter pre-workouts. To put some betaline in there as well. Sounds like Field 3 nutrition. HMB in your porridge. Cool. I mix it in a gallon jug as much as I need during the session, and then it goes in the fridge for the following day. it's not really optimal in my opinion. I like, this is a debate I was going to have, not with you, but a debate with someone.
Thanks.
Do you have your essential amino acids during your training, or do you have them in one go as a pre-workout? So if you have a pre-workout in one shot, you'll get all the dosages on that pre-workout in one shot at one time entering your system as you think. If you then sip that over an hour, are you going to be the same stimulated as that pre-workout as you would? So in the essential amino acids stimulating mTOR, if you feed that mTOR with little bits of leucine, is that optimal? Or would you put the whole thing in, stimulate mTOR, have the amino acids, increase muscle protein synthesis, and have it all as one? In my opinion, I'd go for all as one in your pre-workout. So drink it in one shot. You can during your training, but I don't know. So it's just one to debate over.
Yeah, to be honest, personally, like, even though it is better to just have it all in one because you are going to stimulate mTOR more effectively having it all in one go. Me personally, I'll hold my answer to it. I don't. The reason being because I take mine intra-workout because I like to have a drink intra-workout. I mix my amino with intra-workout carbs, and the intra-workout carbs I'm using is Raging Full. Raging Full has some electrolytes and minerals in there, so I use that obviously to keep myself hydrated because obviously you sweat them out when you train. But it'd be I would have to go, of course. It would be more optimal to take it in one go rather than over the course of X amount of time, really.
There's a difference between doing something and doing something optimal. I don't always choose optimal because I'm not that type of person. I just choose what I prefer. So if you wanted, I always give the optimal option, but then when you ask me what I do, sometimes it's different because I don't do everything very optimal. Mars protein powder, I know there's similar chocolate bar proteins. Mars protein powder is exactly the same nutritional information as any other protein powder. It's got whey content, so it's not high in sugar like people assume, not high in fat. It's just exactly the same. No nutritional information that's similar as to Mars. It does taste like Mars bars, actually, like chocolate caramel. I think it does. If you have it with ice and cold, it tastes phenomenal. If you have it with milk and warm, then it's not very nice. But then what one is. The chocolate bar proteins are quite. You can tell it's a Mars bar, but it's not a full-on Mars bar. You can tell it's a protein version. Same with Bounty. Same with Snickers. Is actually quite nice. Yorkie is an underrated one. It's exactly like a Yorkie. It's exactly the same. So go for Yorkie. It is. It's got crunchy bits. It's got Sammy in it as well. We've got Sam, the full store manager. Can you see him there?
Look how big he is.
And he started shaking his head when I said that. It is with little crunchy bits in, but chocolate-wise, it is the same as Yorkie. I'm not having that. I heard Kane sponsored by AD's Amino Tour.
I heard Will sponsored by Tesco Meal Deals.
He's sponsored by Carnitine Liquid. Oh, I think that view just went down because Will left. So chocolate bar proteins, apart from Yorkie, you can all tell it's a protein version. See, cheers, Harry. There we go. Thanks, has it. Now you need to ask us a question. So even Harry can say what we're saying isn't cheers. We've had a lot of our cage muscle. Might be worth getting it in if we could. It might be worth looking at. We did look at it, but
I think.
Annie asked the question before. Sorry, I missed it. Did I miss the question? Oh, did we say so? I don't know if I missed it or not.
I need glasses.
Sorry.
Yes.
Milky Way. I don't like a Milky Way because a Milky Way. Is it? Oh no, it's Bounty. I'm not a fan of because I wanted it to come in 2 bits. I wanted the top to have the little curl on. I wanted them to go more detail about me Bounty. But it does obviously chocolate coconut too is nice. Wouldn't see me run across any beat through it though.
Trying to think. There was a question I wanted to talk about, and it slipped my mind. It was about high-brand psychometric.
Oh,
That's what I want to talk about because I've had a few messages about it and kind of the benefits of taking it into workout. Obviously, what's your opinion?
Great shout by that, by the way. What do you think about the new vitamin D and HMB supplement out there, like Alpha Amino Ultimate? I like Alpha Amino Ultimate. It's got essential amino acids as well. I love vitamin D. It's probably one of the most underused ingredients in the whole industry. And HMB. HMB doesn't get the credit it deserves. HMB is a metabolite of leucine, which actually stimulates mTOR at a lower dose that leucine does, because obviously it's the metabolite that does that. So vitamin D plus HMB is probably two of the most underrated ingredients together. Putting them in with BCAAs, essentials, and I'm pretty sure electrolytes as well. You're getting everything in there for performance, really. I know the Mountain Thor Bjornsson, one of the massive changes that Stan Efferding done towards his prep for the world's strongest man was increase his vitamin D, because obviously the place he lives, he won't get enough sunlight, so he won't get enough vitamin D. And I've used vitamin D as well as a precursor. For people who don't know, precursor to testosterone as well. It's got many functions in the body, and obviously we spoke about the HMB supplements of what it does. HMB for me for recovery is fantastic. It is really, really, really good. I underuse it. I like 3-acid HMB as well. You've got a few, I know USN done liquid muscle, which is 3-acid HMB with Vitacholine, and Clear Muscle from Muscle Tech, probably one of the only products they do that I like. They do 3-acid HMB, which got absorbed quite a bit better by the body. But yeah, vitamin D and HMB I really like. Alpha Amino Ultimate, I'm sure, will be at Team Nutrition very soon. Sorry, highly cyclodextrin.
Yeah.
Do you think 25 grams of cyclodextrin will make a difference to your performance against 25 grams of dextrose or maltodextrin?
Yeah, I knew See, I've tried maltodextrin and dextrose, like, intra-workout. What I notice is it bloats me. I get bloated off it. That's just me personally. I'm not saying everyone else will, but that's just me personally. With obviously the good, scientific features to highly balanced cyclodextrin, we're having, fast gastric clearance. It feels better, because for me, I can't train.
Do you feel less stomach bloated?
Yes, I can't train with like a
So would you say would you say it's a preference in terms of if you suffer from bloating from high carbohydrates like dextrose, maltodextrin, and things like that?
Yeah.
So if it's a preference on top of actual performance ability, do you feel any performance?
I personally, I feel that it replenishes, obviously glycogen well. I feel more fuel going into my workouts, and muscles feel more fuel. That's just me personally. Like, a lot of people will dispute it and feel like, oh, take it, I don't really feel any difference. But me personally, I do, especially with me obviously now being in quite a hefty deficit. I do feel it if I take it into workout. Whereas when I was in a surplus and I was taking it and didn't really feel anything. But
you feel an actual an endurance benefit from taking intra-workout carbohydrates. Yeah, I am a massive advocate of intra-workout carbohydrates. I think that is the last place on a deficit. Sorry, I banged it round a bit too much. Took you for a ride. Sorry about that. I got a bit passionate about that then. Started banging my hands down. I think, I've said it around. I'm back. Sorry about that. Sort of throwing the phone around there. What was I going to say? I think massive endurance benefit. I think on a deficit, the last place you should take your carbohydrates out is your intra-workout. That's the most optimal time to take them, in my opinion. If money was no object, what would your top 5 supplements be, and what brands?
Oh,
top 5. This is good.
This is good.
Yeah. Are my own formulas okay? Is it my own formulas allowed in this or not?
Yeah. Go on.
No, I can't. I've got to be modest here. I've got to be humble. So apart from my own, was no object. Top 5 supplements. So we go for protein, pre-workout, creatine, amino acids, and special. So pre-workout, I'm a massive fan of pump. So it would either be BioBlocks below or Dedicate Unbeatable. Although Vasogo's coming back out, so that might be a shout. The best protein I would have would either be Mansports Isoprotein or PS Isolates.
Yes.
The creatine, I'd either go creatine mono or Tango from Redcon. Really good. I like a creatine formula, which I think people will start to see soon. It's like BCAAs. When BCAAs first came out, it was just BCAAs, fantastic. This is the new product. And then it was, what else can you get in with your BCAA to make it more value for money? And I think the creatine's going to go down the same way. I've just formulated the creatine product by myself, which I'm testing out, which is an osmolite. And obviously, creatine is an osmolite, but it's going to be a full osmolite product, which works fantastic, which obviously gives you the effects of creatine instantly. So you feel better, you feel the effects of creatine, and you feel the effects of the other ingredients that act like creatine, but in different ways. So it's going to be more of what can you get as well as your creatine. Tango something on the market right now, which I like. Protein, I've said. Pre-workouts, I've said. Amino acids, I'd go for Hydro BCA. I'd do all alpha amino. I do like alpha amino, the new ultimate one, which is good.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the new formula for that actually.
I've got a screenshot
yeah,
of it there.
I know, I haven't probably looked at it.
And then was it special one? What would be the special product that you take?
Which?
One product which is not in the real category, or just an added benefit one.
What about multivitamins?
Dedicated pack.
Yeah, it's going to be dedicated pack, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolute great shout, dedicated pack.
Yeah.
So that's what we'd go for. Vitamin D supplements, we've got a few in store. We've got vitamin D3 by Tested. We've got a few other options there to go for. I'd recommend around about 3,000 to 5,000 IU a day. And look forward to seeing you. I think you're going to our Liverpool store, so Sam will greet you as nice as always. You're going away less than a week and you've been cutting. What else would you do to look better just before going away? You can manipulate water, but I wouldn't really advise it. What I'd do is continue to stay in a deficit, maybe force your deficit a little bit lower, go protein only for your last week, because obviously it's not a long time to keep in the duration of it. It's not long, what's the word, sustainability. It's not hard to sustain that for a long period of time, so it's going to force you in a deficit and you'll be able to lose a bit more weight. Best approach to gaining muscle mass in terms of diet, food consumption, range. In my opinion, don't go into a full surplus by thousands of calories, because you're going to get fat really fast. The reason I go into a diet, well, I'll go into a cutting phase to get rid of excess weight, because the amount of calories that you burn moving around in a day carrying excess fat is going to force you to eat more food to carry on being in a surplus, which is just unneeded. And that's the position I get myself in. I get myself into like 18, 19 stone when I'm carrying a good bit of body fat, and I'm having to eat a large amount of food to push myself into a surplus because I'm so heavy and I'm burning off that many calories. So I would minimalise the amount of fat gain that you put on. Stay in a surplus, but only by 500 calories. Diet, food-wise, make sure your protein is muscle protein synthesis stimulates every 2 to 3 hours upon wakening. Carbohydrate-wise and fat-wise, do what you want with. Obviously, performance glycogen-wise, you're going to opt for higher carbs, but it doesn't really matter in terms of gaining weight or losing weight. Training routine, like I spoke about before, I say you should be training a muscle every 72 hours. So that's a push-pull legs, rest the push-pull legs. You stimulate muscle protein synthesis for 72 hours. So 72 hours, your body stimulates muscle protein synthesis for that muscle that's been trained to get it recovered, to make all the adaptations it needs, and grow that muscle. Then you wait 96 hours to train it again, if you only train it once a week. So you're spending more time not training your muscle, and your muscle not gaining recovery and stuff like that than you actually are by gaining, if that makes sense. So you're spending 72 hours adapting and growing muscle, then you spend 96 doing nothing, which is pointless in my opinion. So push-pull legs, rest, push-pull legs, hit it every 72 hours, so you're continually spiking muscle protein synthesis, and you continually grow and you're continually adapting. There's anything there that you'd like to expand on? Or
I think you covered everything perfect there, to be honest.
Perfect. If you need any more questions on that, or you want me to, if I spoke a bit too fast, I've had my brain bridge kicking in now. So do you say your own formula? It will be coming out very soon, I think. Unbeatable as king, you know it. You're not a fan of it.
Don't get me wrong, formula, it's quality. Formula's amazing.
If AD Nitrox wasn't on the market, would it be the best pump ever?
Yeah, probably. But it's not really pump, is it?
Pump and strength, isn't it? So
in terms of, I love the fact it's got Pico 2 in there as well. Pico 2.
That's where for talk right now. Pico 2.
The amount of studies that it's had done on it, to prove that it does help with performances. It's decent. It's an ingredient that's kind of, that as consumers we can trust in. Do you know what I mean? Because of the research that's done on it. But for me personally, dedicated unbeatable. I've only ever tried it 3 times, and I didn't really feel the effects of it much. However, it is recommended that you need to load it for about 14 days to feel you know, optimum effects from it. But formula-wise, it's
Let's run through the formula. You've got 8 grams of citrulline, massive pump. You really only see that between 4 and 6. You don't really see it at 8 too much. That's citrulline malate. Then you've got betaine. You only ever see betaine at 2.5 grams. Studies done on betaine are absolutely insane. Off the top of my head, you gain in the 8-week study, only 8 weeks, 2 months of taking betaine, they gained, the people who took it against the placebo group gained 5 pounds of lean muscle and lost 3 pounds of body fat. So against the people that weren't taking it, of the placebo group who thought they were. So that is unbelievable. Then you've got Pico 2 at 2 grams. So Pico 2 is an adaptogen, which again in studies you can find on Compound Solutions website. Increased the time to exhaustion by 70 seconds against the placebo group, who actually dropped a second in the study. So Pico 2 is absolutely unbelievable. Then you've got 600 milligrams of ashwagandha, which is shown to increase fertility, increase sex drive, increase testosterone, decrease cortisol, decrease anxiety and stress, which again is amazing. You get 150 milligrams of Elevate ATP, which ATP is going to restore exactly that, ATP from ADP, like creatine does. So that's going to massively help. And then it's got 100 milligram of estrogen. Now we know 45 estrogen at 50 milligram dose increases the absorption of citrulline by 45%, increases the absorption of creatine 33%, and increases the absorption of leucine and other amino acids. Someone messaged me on my personal Instagram and said, if I am taking a product with estrogen in, can I add in other supplements to increase the absorption of it? And I said, absolutely yes. The way it works is through your intestines, so more of it is going to be absorbed. I take any supplements I do take with my vitamin pack, dedicated pack. It's got 5 milligram of bioperine and 50 milligram of estrogen in, which is going to increase the absorption 2 different ways. Are you supposed to take creatine on rest days? I tend to take it in my pre-workout, so always take it on rest days. You can. Once you've reached creatine saturation levels, though, you shouldn't really need to, but I do just to make sure, because obviously you don't really know whether you're in creatine saturation or not, so I just take it just to be sure. I take creatine all the time. Said Sam will sort out everything you need. Annie, he said Sam. Oh, I don't know what that was. I couldn't get it on my head then. How much is Brainbridge? Is $29.95. The reason I'm talking so fast is this. I've heard black coffee affects how creatine works. Is this bullshit or not? I can't physically think of a way why black coffee would ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a vasoconstrictor.
Yeah.
But
that's
again,
that's why I'd never take
no
it.
chance.
To be honest.
I don't know. I can't understand why. I'd like to see some. I'd like to see some evidence or studies of that. High court. If someone was training, yes, sure. Blockbuster. What about it? Have you ever tried Kelly's Muscle old school pre-workout coffee and coke? No, because I'm not bad. So I've got on that one. I don't know. Coffee and coke. What a stupid idea. What a stupid idea.
Remember the old thing that used to go around on the forums, like the poor man's pre-workout? It was like,
if you're a poor man and you've only got coffee and coke in your house and you haven't got any pre-workout, you don't want to take pre-workout for whatever reason. But if that's optimal, if he's saying take that instead of pre-workout, or that is a better pre-workout, then he's a bigger wanker than I thought. I have to have 3 scoops. It doesn't do anything for me. Wow, you are brutal. 3 scoops will give you 3 grams of choline. It's going to give you 600 milligrams of theanine. It's going to give you, I don't know the maths, but it's going to give you 178 times 3. Betaine or beta-alanine.
Pure caffeine, 180 of pure caffeine.
Green coffee beans, 98% standardization. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So I still do push-pull on them days, but obviously you're having a rest day, so you're doing push pull legs, rest on Thursday, push Friday, rest Saturday, pull Sunday, and carry on. Push pull legs I'd go for, and if you're having the rest days, then just continuously push-pull legs, so obviously you're hitting that. If you then do your training split on one day, muscle group a day, you're going to have to, it's going to be like 10 days when you do a muscle group, which is just not. I think you talk about it in prison because there's nothing else. Yeah, I'm assuming you mean Coca-Cola. I was going to say if it's that one, there's going to be a belt of pre-workout. But one scoop of 5150s. Yes, it will probably kill you because it's got 870 milligram of caffeine from 8 different sources. So don't do that. Please don't do that. Actually, don't ruin it for yourself because you'll never touch pre-workouts again. One scoop of 5150 with one scoop of Crimson will be killing people. It will, literally. Do it faster cardio, let me know how you get on. No, I'm joking, don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't do it. Please don't. Don't even do a scoop of half of either of them. Just don't do it whatsoever. Just keep, I wouldn't even have them in the same cupboard. I'd keep them separate cupboards in the house, keep them in different rooms, have one locked away until you finish one tub. Betaine or beta-alanine. Betaine all day, in my opinion, but it's got, I like beta-alanine. There's so many different ways and so much information on beta-alanine. You have guerrilla chemists saying you need 170 milligrams of beta-alanine before it actually starts working. Then you've got Vaughan True, which is one of the best formulators in the industry, saying you need to take for 6 weeks continuously, even on rest days for it to work. And then you've got people who actually brought it in, who are the formulators of Athletic Edge, who say you need 1.6 grams twice a day, and a 3.2 grams of clinical dose will not work because you use up 1.6 grams in one go. There's so much information, so I'd always pick betaine. Beta-alanine, it does work, but when it works, how long you have to take before it works is all under like a spotlight right now of everyone saying so much different things. So I would pick betaine, plus betaine works different. It lowers levels of homocysteine. You getting a coffee, Sam?
Yeah, but I'm so I'm alright.
Oh, wait, carry more times.
No, I'm alright to the one.
So betaine, like I said, gain 5.3 pound of muscle, 3 pound of fat loss. It's an osmolyte. It's going to help strength. It's going to help power. It turns homocysteine into cysteine, which is fantastic. Loads health benefits too. I think because ever heard of optimum volume training? If that's a version of German volume training by Optimum Nutrition, I'm going to lose my head. I used to smash 2 scoops of 5150. That is 940 milligram of caffeine. You're nearly doing a gram of caffeine. Please don't. My heart rate, I just had a heart palpitation just thinking about that. Add a scoop of your body in the mix. Get it in. Add a monster. How much water should I mix my Hydro BC with? It's 660 at the moment. There's not really, you can scoop BCs in your mouth and drink it with water. There's not really a guideline. It's however you best fit. Yeah. The guidelines on the tub will be what they think. Also, I've got 1 minute 50 seconds left. So let's get these in. Needs to lose weight. What fat burners would you recommend? Dedicate Relentless or Critical Cuts? Lipo 6 RX is really good. It's got 40 milligram. Oh shit! I thought I meant Lean the Group by Theo. Lean PC is really very good. I love it. I think they've done a non-proprietary brand as well though. So they've got 1 minute 30 seconds. Yeah, it's a part of gym and volume training. Chester's incline bench. Yeah, perfect. I've only got 1 minute 30, so we're going to call it a day there. Thank you so much for all the questions. Ryan Terry and William Bonac will be coming to our store the 28th. There will be a massive stack, including Blue Lab Whey, for an unbelievable price. Trust me, an unbelievable price as well.